Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. My guest this morning has been Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett. We've discussed the excitement surrounding the Democratic National Convention being held here in Milwaukee in 2020 and recapped his State of the City address. We'll now focus on a couple of initiatives that were created by the mayor. One is a summer youth employment program, and the other has the hopes of providing every K-5 student with a children's savings account. It is a pleasure to welcome back to the show Mayor Tom Barrett.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you again for coming by today. And you took office in the spring of 2004, and upon taking office, you witnessed some not so positive things happening within some of the youth in the city. And so with that, you were able to come up with a summer jobs program that would kind of give them something to do and a way to earn funds, right?
Right, and I feel very passionately about this because I think we as adults have a moral obligation to create hope and opportunity in the lives of our young people.
Yeah.
And I think there are too many kids in Milwaukee, oftentimes, most times through no fault of their own, who are living in a situation where they don't have an opportunity to have a summer job. And I think the value of summer jobs can never, ever, ever be underestimated. And one of the pitches I make when I raise money for it, it has never once failed me, is, and I'll ask you, what was your first job?
Pizza Hut.
See, everybody, instantaneously, instantaneously,
Yeah.
I have never met an adult who can't instantaneously tell me their first job.
That's true.
And so I start there and say, look, we have to make sure that young people have that opportunity, whatever it was. And everybody's got a story. And so I want to make sure that young people who live in neighborhoods where there aren't Pizza Huts, where there aren't jobs, that they have an opportunity while they're in high school to make sure they're on that right road, because it puts them on the right road when you know that you have to show up on time, you know that you have to work with customers oftentimes, and you know you're getting paid.
That's the truth. It's motivation
It's
in
very
itself.
much motivation.
Yes. And I was 14 with my first job, and I kind of knew somebody that was managing. But it really does teach you skills. No matter what job you're doing, there are things that you have to do, like show up on time and learn how to deal with people, whatever the case may be. I used to like just answering the phone because I like to talk. Imagine that.
I'm shocked. How did you ever get into this industry?
Right. So I want to talk about how over the years this program has continued to grow, with a long list of local corporations jumping on board with you, helping to really provide those jobs for these young people.
And the corporate community has been great. And literally what I do oftentimes is I'll call, and the executive who I'm talking to, I'll ask them what their first job was. And so we get talking about it. And the pitch I make is, look, we have to have more young people who have this opportunity. So I'll spend a couple months raising money, and fortunately we have people who have given, and corporations and foundations who have given money over the years. Then we'll see how many openings we have. Then we'll work with community-based organizations to have the jobs in the neighborhood. And this is something that I learned, because early on we thought, well, we could have kids working far away from where they live. Well, transportation became an issue. And so what I've tried to do, and we've done it pretty successfully, is work with different community organizations that are located in some of the neighborhoods where you don't have as much economic activity, because we want to make sure that the kids in those neighborhoods have a chance. And it's worked very, very well. And for the kids, I think it's a great opportunity. And they should go to our website, the City of Milwaukee website, and look for the Earn and Learn section so that they can apply for it.
Yeah, so it's milwaukee.gov/earn and learn. And the thing is looking as we fast forward to 2019, you have some 33,000 Milwaukee area teens that have had jobs through this particular program.
And I love that.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And there are different tiers, so to speak. You've got several areas. So one is the community work experience, then there's the private sector connection and things of this nature, right?
Right, so the easiest way to describe the buckets is we're able to hire some kids in city government. We're able to work with some community-based organizations, and then we'll work with some private employers as well.
Okay.
And so it's a very flexible program, and we can work with employers. What I've learned is make it work.
Make it work.
Make it work. We're going to make this work, because whatever you need, we're going to find a way to make this work. If you want to give money, if you want to give jobs, if you want to give support, it's all about just creating this environment where we put a premium on having positive things for our young people to do in the summer.
Yeah, and really setting the path for them to really be successful later in life.
I think it's huge.
Oh yeah, when someone has skills, no matter what level that's on, they're guaranteed to be able to take care of themselves and their families, and that's how you build a better Milwaukee.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So with that said, you've got another initiative, and I'm really excited to hear about this one. It's called Fund My Future Milwaukee. Tell us about that.
So this is one where we saw some research that said that if a child has a savings account, they're more likely to go to college. And the interesting part, and the surprising part for me, was I thought, oh yeah, well of course if you have a savings account with $10,000 in it, that's going to be incentive. But what the research shows is that even having a savings account with 25, 50, 75, it gives them something to shoot for. And so what we have announced is that for kids who are in kindergarten in the Milwaukee Public Schools, we're going to open up a savings account for them. Now they won't be able to take the money out. They'll be able to access the money once they get to higher education. In addition to that, if their parents want to add to it, they can add to it. But we want to have this account for all the kids who are in kindergarten.
I love it.
So that they can start saying, okay, there's something that I can dream about. If you can't see it, you can't believe you can do it. And so it's let's give them something to dream about and to shoot for.
I love this concept. So let's say a kid somewhere along the way is starting to make money by doing chores. Would they be able to put that money into this account?
Sure. We'll have sort of what I would call a master account that the city will oversee, and we invest it. Then, because it's there, then you can open an individual account that will correspond to that. And I would strongly encourage that. And I think parents will see that so that they could put money in. There also will be opportunities, and we're working on expanding this right now, for you to earn extra dollars through the master account, as we call it. So there's a master account and there's an individual account. And we want young people and their families, even with limited income, if you can do $10 or $25, and you're doing that for 15 years, 18 years, all of a sudden,
it
adds up.
Oh, yeah. So you're also providing incentives to grow the savings that are awarded to students who achieve designated milestones.
Well, attendance is important. That's a big one. Because we don't want it to be if you get all A's and things like that, because there's some kids, if they're getting C's, they're working to their hardest. And there's some kids who might get B's and A's who aren't working to their hardest. So we want to make sure, and this is pretty obvious too, you got to be in school to learn. And so we want to create incentives for kids to be there. We want to create incentives for parents to have their kids there. And to make it fun, make it a little bit of a game. Just there's no punitive aspect to this whatsoever. It's all offering the carrot. It's offering the carrot, do this good thing, and we're going to try to help you, and we will help you.
I love that. The City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, with support from EdVest and other community partners, are working to implement this program. So is there a certain date that this will get started?
You will be automatically enrolled. And when we launch the program this fall, people will be enrolled if their kids in kindergarten. So so you can't enroll in kindergarten. You're
way past. So where would a parent go to just kind of read more about it?
Again, go to our website and look for Fund My Future, and you'll get more information on it.
And that is fundmyfuturemke.org. And actually, this is an action item in the city's growing prosperity plan, an agenda for development in the city of Milwaukee. So really, this is another way that you are hoping to start at a young age.
We're planting the seeds.
Oh yeah,
planting the seeds
for kids to be all they can be.
Right.
Yeah, and giving them some incentives along the way. Is there anything else that you wanted to add in anything that we've talked about today?
Well, we talked a little bit about, when you mentioned the growing prosperity, there's that component. Then on the south side, what we're seeing right now, for example, the Inner Harbor, and that's an area where Komatsu is going to be creating a lot of jobs. Michael's corporation is going to be adding lots of jobs on First and Beecher. So we want this to be, again, I want to emphasize the neighborhoods. We've seen good growth in some of the neighborhoods on the south side. We know we need to have more partners particularly in the private sector, for more jobs on the north side, and that's what we want to focus on as well.
Okay. Well, I thank you for coming by.
Sure. My pleasure.
It really is a privilege to be able to have you come on and
fighting
really
back. Yeah.
give us the details of so many things that I think are exciting for the city. So congratulations on getting the DNC here,
I'm
and
pumped.
it's going to be fun
Yeah.
to really watch it all come together.
Good. Thank you very much.
Continued success to
Thank you.
Thank you again. Tom Barrett is the 44th and current mayor of Milwaukee. And for more information on anything that we've discussed, you can visit milwaukee.gov, and that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.